YouTube land, I know I haven't made a video in a minute, but whatever, I'm here now. We're gonna talk about Metera, and rather than give you a full-blown fucking guide on everything that I fucking know, because I know that's gonna be extremely hard to digest, I'm gonna give you 5 things to get started with this character. 5 things that you should do with this character if you're willing to put the time in and get stronger with this fucking character. The first thing was a tip that was told to me right when I was starting to play this game and was learning this shit. Chris G is obviously a god tier player, and when I played him in sets, I was telling him how I was struggling within the neutral, and he told me I just 5C. Just 5C. This is the first thing that I would have to tell any Metera player that wants to play. This is like your button. This is your button in the neutral. Sure, in other sets, you see me just jumping in like this or chucking plasma, but really that's not the case. You want this normal. 5C is your best friend, right? Because at max range, it's extremely annoying. Like, around here is where you want to be with it. If you cancel it, right, you get different options, right? You could do 5C in the butterfly, and that allows you to set up a lot of other things, which we'll talk about. 5C in the low shot, 5C in the high shot, right? And it's just all around a good poke to throw out, too, because it's 800 damage. It will tack on after a while, more and more that you use it. So, clearly after 3 or 4 of these, they've lost, like, almost a fourth of their life. That's as much as a combo. Like, that's as much as an auto combo into low shot. So, this button is annoying. Use it, right? Because even though, let's say your opponent rolls like that, you still recover in time, right? You still recover in time to be able to, like, do something after. Whereas if you did a high shot, right, and they rolled through it, sure, you're still able to, like, press something after, but you have to wait until that projectile is completely off screen before you shoot it again. So if you're gonna zone with this character, Far 5C is your best friend. Another reason why this is really good is because let's say they want to jump at you, right? If you're chucking projectiles, you're not gonna be able to recover in time to anti-air, right? Like that, see? Obviously, this depends on range. If you know the max range of this, then they're not going to be able to jump in on you, because then 2C will hit, right? So if you play outside the range, if you play outside, or rather you play in the max range of 5C, then you can react to some jump-ins. Whereas if you're doing this, it takes you a long time before you recover. So it's just better off if you just, like, use this within its max range and anti-air. So that's 5C. I guess this is the second thing. Alternate between A butterfly and B DP shot, or B butterfly, A DP shot. This was something that was told to me by Pandabetic, a very good friend of mine that I met many years ago at East Coast Throwdown. And hell, Comic-Con, I think, actually, was when I first met him. New York Comic-Con. When Street Fighter V was jumping out. He was cosplaying in Snatch or whatever, but point is, right? He also played Metera at the time. I think he still does, but he also subs Charlotte. And the thing about Metera that we found that was really good is that if you do A butterfly or light butterfly, that's 2-2-L. If you do 2-2-L into B DP shot, if you do this, they can't roll, right? They cannot roll and they cannot jump because the air shot that she shoots is air unblockable. The butterfly acts as a shield that covers basically in front of you. So if they try to roll, see that? They roll, but the point is they roll into it because they're going to be looking for this 5C that we talked about, or your projectiles, right? They're going to be looking for this, and so you want to cover yourself so that way they don't end up rolling in, right? And the best part is that this automatically covers the jump in. If you do the B version, so if you do the 2-2-M butterfly into A shot, what will happen is this butterfly is going to go mad fast, and you see that situation, and what happens is it does the same thing where it covers in front of you with the raining arrows, but the butterfly doesn't explode. And so what happens is by the time you finish doing this, right, By the time you finish doing the DP shot, you can still shoot the arrow and then actually have the butterfly explode. You could get some funky things like the actual explosion will happen. You could chip away at their life bar basically and imprison them. So alternate between these two, right? Alternate between these two options to cover yourself within the neutral and around longer distances. I guess the third thing now I could talk about is this simple thing that infiltration does. Light butterfly or a butterfly, 2-2-L, right? And then 2C. Do you see what this does? This does the same thing as 2-2-L, 623 B or 623M, my bad. Where you add a shield in front of you, right? But the thing is that you recover almost instantly, right? You will recover almost instantly. Almost. You have a little bit of recovery still, but you could cover yourself and be annoying. And again, this butterfly has a lot of verticality, so they can't just jump at you. If you were to do this on offense per se, hold up, let me do a combo. See that? That meaties. That meaties. No pressure. We got all the time in the world. So that's what happens when it hits. You could probably optimize that, right? If they decide to block and then press, you know, light again. So you see that? You're able to start offense again, and if they end up hitting a button on wake up, it meaties them and you get a full conversion. That's on offense. And on neutral and defense, it covers you and it covers the vertical space, so they can't jump in on you and they can't approach you or press a button easily. They have to decide, okay, well, I'm gonna wait, and they have to start playing by your tempo because now you have this butterfly. So infiltration does this a lot within the neutral to kind of cover himself in some matchups, and it's very good because you don't even have to do it. Sometimes you can just do this because it immediately recovers, right? It doesn't have that much, if at all, any cooldown. And I could show you because I could disable it. I think I already have it disabled, the ability icon, but I could disable it. Yeah, I could disable it. So look, doesn't matter. Like, it literally has little recovery, so you can use it as a bait, and that's why he uses it this way, because he can bait you, right, by constantly annoying you with it, right? And he can make it go further, or he could just do the 2C by itself and let it explode. So that's the third thing. The fourth thing that will help you is, let's say you're trying to have offense, like you're trying to go in with 5U. I constantly see a lot of Meteras do this, which is not bad. They'll do 5U into jump B because it hits twice. The opponent's gonna have to block this standing for both hits because it hits as a high, or rather as an overhead. So, or a mid, like an overhead. So it's good, but the thing is, it has a horizontal hitbox. It doesn't really go vertical, right? So what will happen is, let's say Catalina anti-airs, right? She wants to anti-air. Let's say she wants to anti-air, right? See that? My move was coming out. My move was coming out and she crushed it. See that? That's when someone is anticipating the 5U jump M. So what you do is to make them truly have to preemptively stop this, to preemptively stop this move, your unique attack, to make them preemptively stop it because they cannot react to this option I'm about to tell you. You just do jump C or jump H instead of jump B. Like that, see? They'll go to anti-air it, but then they'll get stuffed out because the anti-airs that characters have are very, very slow to react to this thing. That's why you have to see some Catalinas have to do this. At higher levels, they'll start to do easy DP to react to it. So you need to start doing 5U jump C because jump B has too much horizontal range. It doesn't have enough verticality to stuff out their anti-air attempt. And another side note, a little bonus tip to this fourth thing that you could do. Basically, most Meteras like to do this. At higher levels, it's gonna get stuffed out because it doesn't have enough verticality. So to stop people that are trying to react, see that? You do jump C, and then once you have them scared to anti-air, they will start to anti-air preemptively to the 5U. So what will happen is that you start to bait them like that. So that is the idea. You mix up between jump B, jump C, and EX air shot, or jump 236H, right? So that way you can bait out anti-airs. I guess the final thing that I can share with you is you want to learn safe jumps, right? So this is the last thing. In this game, if you want to be strong with your pressure, with Metera specifically, you have to be able to cover these situations, right? So I'm going to give you 2 safe jumps. It's going to be one that you get mid-screen and one in the corner. So I'm going to have, on knockdown, Catalina do both standing L, and I'm going to have her do light DP. If you've knocked them down with this, right, 2B or 2M into 214H, you can roll, so that's forward and guard button, or 6 and guard. You can do 6 and guard like that to waste frames, and then you do 5U jump C. That's what it's supposed to look like. Something like that, right? Let's say Catalina does DP. God damn, this Final Fantasy music is OD. Did he really just put like a shit ton of Final Fantasy music in this compilation? Oh my god. So if I do the safe jump I just mentioned, I'll block in time. If I end up doing it and she does a jab, right, or wake up L, it'll stuff it out, see? So this is to establish into the person's mind that they can't DP and they can't jab on their initial wake up. This next safe jump setup right here, right, this is one that Master Mike showed me. Master Mike is a local Fong player that's part of NLBC. Basically, me and him, we played a dozen sets, we basically played a lot, and we played in tournament and shit. So we both play the same character, and I basically learned this safe jump setup from him, and I've been using it myself. So this is how you do it, right? See that? So this one's a little more complex. You basically want to do a jump in, right? It doesn't even have to be a jump in. You could just do a regular hit, right? Into EX shot. Doesn't matter which one you do, because both will get you the combo. So EX shot, 2C, 5D, jump C, 1C, 5D, jump B, 1C, and then after the 1C you cancel that into 5U. And you see how you fall down with the opponent? You fall down to the point where you both land at a relatively similar time, and you can still press jump C. So you delay the jump C to hit at the point before you touch the ground. So it should look like this. And you will block the DP. If they do a Abade being if they mash a button on wake up, or from this tech situation, you will hit them, right? You will hit them. If they block high in anticipation of the jumping C, then what you do is you just go empty low. You can actually loop this, so you can keep doing it. And let's say you wanted to go low, you could do that too. Because by the time you finish this combo, you will have noticed that the cooldown for the other move you wanted comes back. See that? So those are 2 safe jump setups that I just showed you. Basically to cover that 5th thing that I wanted to talk about. In summary, the 5 things that I say will bolster your Metera. Far 5C, A butterfly, B shot, right? B butterfly, A shot, right? That's the 2nd thing. The 3rd thing is A butterfly, 2C. That's the 3rd thing. The 4th thing is mixing up between jump C and EX shot to bait out anti-airs. And lastly, safe jump setups, which we've just covered. So, I hope you learned something from this. To all my YouTube people, when this comes out, it comes out, and I hope it helps you guys, because I know people have been asking me for a Metera guide. I feel like this is a digestible Metera guide. Please follow my shit, alright? Please come to the Twitch channel, alright? Because I like to do a lot of streams, and I like to grind it out, and you get to see the process of me growing before I go to tournament and top like I normally do now, which is wild. So, yeah. Hope COVID-19 isn't fucking you all up, and I'm out. Take care.